All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis. News has just come out that has declined a hit and run plea bargain, and now he has a trial set for September because he could not get a deal that would keep him out of jail. So let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis and update what's going on with him in a legal sense. Looks like he is going to have to go to court. According to a report that just came out, Gervonta Tank Davis rejected a plea deal that would have required jail time for an alleged hit and run accident from November 2020. The case will proceed to trial on September 21st. Before we get into discussing even more of the specifics of that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime supporter of the channel or a regular supporter, thank you guys very, very much for continuing to support the channel. If you're not, make sure you hit that bell icon, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. So according to the article, Davis was in Baltimore City Circuit Court today for the first time since last October, and he was facing 14 misdemeanor charges related to the incident that I just described, which was a hit and run. According to the prosecutors, Davis was driving on a revoked license, failed to stop at the red light, and crashed a Lamborghini SUV into a Toyota. 4 occupants of the Toyota were injured in the crash, and Davis was also charged with failure to render assistance. Now, the misdemeanor charges for driving with a suspended license, driving with a revoked license, and failure to remain at the scene of the incident each carry a potential sentence of 1 year. The article does not specify how much jail time the proposed deal would have included, but earlier reports had indicated that Davis would face a sentence of over 7 years if he was convicted on all counts. Davis also had another trial scheduled to begin in Florida in less than 2 weeks, and with misdemeanor charges related to an incident caught on video at a basketball game where he basically snatched up his girlfriend. So that is kind of where it is. My take on this, though, man, is like, man, this is just a really, really tough situation for Gervonta Davis to be in. You know, I would have thought that they would have been by going to trial, he's going to risk a significant amount of, man, it's basically, if he gets convicted of this is a career-ending situation right here. However, I still have my suspicion that he is going to not face jail time. That's just my gut feeling on this. If I recall correctly, this stuff occurred after a fight. It was at night. And more than likely, you know, if there's 2 people in the car, Gervonta Davis can claim that he was not driving the car. He was not caught at the scene driving the car. So they would have to, if there were spectators there and they saw it, I'm not sure if they would have known or been able to see or tell the difference between the guys who were driving the car. But like I said, if he gets convicted, it'll be a big shame because that will be a big blow to the dude's career. By pushing this back and not signing the plea deal, he probably is able to get himself into another fight, right? Which is the fight coming up between him and Rolly Romero, so he doesn't miss a payday. But you know, it seems like, man, you know, the immaturity of age is having this guy really face, you know, losing an absolutely spectacular career over pretty much over nonsense, man. But at the same time, you know, I remember at the time the situation, because in this particular article that they talked about, they didn't have as many details as what was coming out at the time. I do remember that it was a case where they left the scene, but they did not, the people that were there had not necessarily identified Gervonta Davis as a driver, where Gervonta Davis was saying that he wasn't driving the car. And I think that may be, if this is a classic situation of, he said, she said with the people that are driving the car, but that, if the guy that said that he was driving the car takes the bid for him, maybe that'll get him off the hook. I'm not sure. There was also, some things around the political aspect of it, because the promoter, the prosecutor. See, I'm in the boxing parlance right now. The prosecutor herself was Mosley. I think her name is Mosby or Mosley. Herself was also having a lot of issues related to her, being indicted on federal charges related to I think embezzlement from her campaign. So some people thought that she was that she was prosecuting him and pushing this thing further than it had to be, because she was looking to get her to score her own brownie points in the media, considering what she was going through, but all of that is just talk. You don't know what's going to happen in it. I certainly hope that Gervonta Davis doesn't wind up going to jail over this. But at the same time, man, it just goes to show you, that if you're not really focused and if you're not really on it, that little things like this, stuff like this can happen, man. And I do recall this happening close to after a fight. Now, also, because of, what I'm reading, there's also no alcohol related to this. And yes, also one of the reasons why some people were saying, yeah, man, he was probably smart to get out of there, because with all of this is there, there's nothing in there about him being under the influence of alcohol or anything like that, which may actually make it even a worse situation for him. But this just seems to me to be just a repeating thing that goes on with young boxers, that were hanging around him. Adrian Bronner has been in some stuff like this. Robert Easter Jr. has recently been in some stuff like this. Jermell Charlo, even though Jermell Charlo and Jamal Charlo's incident, they're not necessarily best buddies with Gervonta. They've been through this, going through this. Jermell, I think, Jamal was on like some petty petty burglary charge that wound up getting dismissed for insufficient evidence. Jermell Charlo, I think, also had a battery on him, and then he had one related to like making terroristic threats or what have you. But it just seems, man, like this, people getting caught up in the legal system when they have these big things going on, have been a pretty consistent pattern. However, I don't know if there's anybody, I can't think of anybody other than the guy's name was Korstides, who goes by the White Rhino, of them actually getting hit with significant amount of jail time, and where it really did affect his career. He I think was being charged as like a mafia enforcer for the Russian mafia and beating up people, being a head cracker for them. And I think he wound up doing like maybe 2 or 3 years, but he's out now. But anyway, hopefully that does not happen to Gervonta Tank Davis. But we'll see as more news come out. Anyway, that's what I think about the situation. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out.